Este conjunto de evidencias hay que tomarlas así en conjunto.
This set of evidence must be considered as such, as a whole, to find that what there was, indeed, was electoral fraud, algorithmic, systematic, and over an enormous volume of votes, and in favor of Abelardo de la Espriella, without the popular will intervening, and the method that was used was darkness, although the President of the Republic, and for that reason he spoke here, warned about it publicly in advance, with much mockery from the press that paid no attention, and, obviously, even greater mockery from the institutions related to transparency and electoral oversight in Colombia. We are facing fraud and an undoubtedly deep institutional problem, and it is the inauguration of an illegitimate president, because the one who won is named Ivan Cepeda. Of course, this leads not only to the judicial discussion that will have to be had, etc., but to a major political problem. Foreigners, with foreign money, carried out the electoral fraud that imposes a president who did not win the elections. Goodbye national sovereignty. And what is a nation good for without national sovereignty? It is not a republic. It is not sovereign. As of 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday, colony, we lost 250 years of independent history. We went back to the beginning. Except that the country that rules is no longer the King of Spain, but a genocidal figure in the world named Benjamin Netanyahu, with an arrest warrant from the criminal courts that he himself wants to destroy to avoid his trial, and with a great deal of influence in the current United States government through certain individuals. Not all are like that, but it places Colombia in its worst crisis of national sovereignty since we won it, weapons in hand, with Bolivar's army back in 1819. I committed myself not to lead Colombia toward arms and violence, and here it is very clear what could be a civil war in Colombia. With people already acting, they killed leaders of indigenous authorities in Cauca, and on the same day they attempted an attack against the historic PAC deputy in Cauca, that is, where the inauguration was going to take place, and we have information about dozens of tons of explosives in Cali, Valle del Cauca, and other places, and we are trying to seize it, because if it gets there, then what we have is terrorism. But that fits with a logic, which is to decree a state of internal commotion through decree laws to end the social reforms that my government pushed through with great effort in the Congress of the Republic. That is why I wrote some tweets yesterday, where I talk about popular power, the liberating guards, the right to defend oneself, life, and the right not to allow the national constitution to be repealed, as they are now trying to do with an illegitimate presidency that did not win the elections. All this development of electoral fraud based on the handling of software and algorithms. First time. But the message to the world is that at this moment any election in the world, any country, can be manipulated through this kind of software that they can sell. It's a business. So the business is going to end democracy in the world, popular sovereignty in the world. There have already been 5 cases. Colombia is not the first, according to what the press reports to us. 5 cases in a row of manipulation by Israeli software of popular elections in various parts of the world.